Protocol after, the 17th century house was affected by rocket technology fired of Afrin, the northwest tip of Syria, that declared 2 lives and injured a half a dozen other. On Monday, a 17-year-old lady, Fatma Afleur, was annihilated in her sleeping while a rocket hit her household close the boundary. The attack was the newest in a link of chaotic attacks versus a peace society who hosts more than Syriac refugees rather than its home people. One of the victims of the largest latter rocket attacks was a Syriac asylum seeker, who oneself had excited to Turkey in force to flee the Faris capture of PYD, that the Center Intellect agent describes as the bomber organization PKK's Syriac fender. On to Pardon World, PYD/YPG, that has been Washington's major friend in Syria, has devoted war crimes in Syria by razing villages and violently removal regional communities of their homelands. Though the PYD and its war fender, YPG, complained to present the Syriac Kurds, hundreds of thousands of Syriac Kurds include desired shelter in Turkey out of terror how they would person discrimination, or worst. Transactions olive tree branches, that Turkey start up on January 20, urged to tool the position and build a secure environmental in northern Syria to promote the constant back of Syriac refugees to their nation. The initial purpose of the transactions is to precise Syriac territories of all bomber groups, safe the Turkey-Syrian boundary and ensure security to the regional people in Afrin and in another place. Opposite to the PKK promotion, the olive tree branches transactions is not designed versus the Kurds of Syria but at a bomber organization who has fought a murderous and filthy war versus a key NATO friend, Turkey, for above 30 years. It should be marked how the PKK, that Turkey and the joint state believe a bomber organization, uses Syriac territories to boat train militants, schedule terrorism attacks and ensure arms and munition to PKK militants in Turkey. Above the recent year one, more than rather than 700 attacks include been startup of the Afrin region by PYD/YPG monitoring versus Turkey cities. Turkey has had quite and solved to instrument. The use of humane shields to halt Turkey's legal stairs in the area should circle alarm signal bells in the Whites building. That has been said by policymakers how the YPG was a safe friend in Syria. Such who failure to see the PKK risk in Syria are manufacturing a historical error. Several West allies see the as a diversion of the struggle versus ISIS, but the is not real. Elimination all bomber threats of Syria should be greet as a long move to provide world and safety and defend Syria's regional consistency. Moreover, the olive tree branches transactions is completely legal during the scope of personality defense as it is fixed in paper 51 of the Union Charta. To be precise, Turkey's present efforts are portion of a length-term policy to restore the warfare-torn nation. In the wake-up of transactions Euphrates panel, that leading in the remove of ISIS terrorists of Jarablus, Dabaq and al-Bab in 2016, hundreds of thousands of Syriac refugees include refundable to their homes. In the newly released areas, Turkey remodeled city infrastructure facilities, stipulated complementary public health thoroughness to regional residents and created regional councils to provide appropriate policy presentation for all groups. At the identical period, transactions olive tree branches is enforced by Turkey and its allies to retain the regional consistency of Syria, wherever we go on to job in the direction true policy changing for the goal of promotion world, sustainability and safety. Of our prospect, world in the Medium East will stay settle except the different interested parties halt fueling secession and instead of attention on creation powerful more democratic institutions to provide world, sustainability and liberty for all. On different occasions, U.S. officials include told how one day the ISIS risk is above in Syria, they will no much longer supporting PYD/YPG. The is not the instance on the land. The U.S. war supporting to PYD/YPG raises questions on the final purpose of the politics. As portion of the world coalition, Turkey has fought versus ISIS and cooperative in its allies in breathtaking and elimination ISIS terrorists. It expects its allies to consider the PKK and its branch in the identical path. it is fatal incorrect to believe how the PKK does not present a risk to West countries and thus should be seen as Turkey's issue. Terror is terror and ought to be fought in a established and consecutive way.